How's it going, everybody? My name is Jamil Davis, and this is Jasmine, and we are Eskaape. The acronym stands for Empowering Self-Knowledge to African American People Everywhere. And our mission is to demand and practice respect while promoting true African excellence and moral conduct. So, first and foremost, we thank the Creator for another day of life. Despite where we are in our lives, the struggles and successes we have experienced, He brought us back here again and together. The gift of life is the greatest gift of all, and nothing else truly matters except the love that's received from those who matter the most. So, our topic today is, why are you mad because I am proud to be black? Again, why are you mad because I am proud to be black? This topic mainly targets racist and prejudiced white people, white individuals, supremacists, and other anti-black groups and Uncle Toms. This topic was chosen because often when our people are out in the public place or are on social media engaging in black culture activities, these groups of individuals become mad or upset and say hateful things. They then discredit our work, arts, and talents, mock it, and capitalize off of it. Known activities of black culture include eating the foods that we eat, fashion and styles, singing, dancing, and playing the choice of music at high volume. So we wish to engage in a dialogue with individuals of our race and culture about why we are still hated even after all we have endured from them as a race. So I have my little notes in here that I'm going to be referring back to. It's still authentic. It's not a script. Nobody wrote it for me. So this is my real feelings and emotions about the subject at hand. So 400 years of an unknown identity, 400 years of captivity, 400 years of shackles and chains, 400 years of abuse, castration, torture, lynching, 400 years of selling our families to different plantations, 400 years of feeding our babies to alligators so you can catch them and make clothing and apparel out of them, 400 years of post-traumatic stress syndrome with no cure, 400 years without a comb, 400 years without a formal education, 400 years of poor medical and dental care, 400 years of forced hard labor building the American civilization, 400 years of lies and of being robbed of our creations and inventions. And you are still mad? Why is that? Why are they mad, Jasmine?
Well, I can't really say why anyone would be mad, because to me, mad is just a surface image. You know, I look at it deeper than that. Mad could mean being fearful. Okay, they're mad. We can say because no matter how many lies they tell us, no matter how deep they dig into the soil, they can't keep the truth from us. Okay? And I have to look at it from a narcissist perspective. They want me to be, if I say I'm trying to trick you, deceive you, and I have this great plan that I have built more than 400 years to build, you know, took more than 400 years to build. From the beginning, I have this plan to conquer, okay? And this one race, this one thing that is not going right, okay? Our powers, they want to take over. They can't take it, okay? Our history, they want to take that. They can't take it, okay? And we're awakening, so they're mad, okay? If you set out to do something and it didn't go your way, you'd be mad too. So they're mad because their plan isn't working. And their people aren't really falling for it either. Okay? Because the truth is coming out. Okay? Let's look at the Naturalization Act of 1790. That act limited U.S. residents and citizens
Mm-hmm.
to only white people. You weren't a citizen if you weren't white.
Mm-hmm.
We've been mislabeled, as he said, all these years and all this time, and we're proud, you know. That scares them. Because at the same time, they're thinking all these years, all this time, and our plan isn't working. So they're mad, yeah. We can understand that, right? But on the other side of that, on our end, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be proud, okay? God damn it, we need to be prouder, you know, as proud as we can be. Because, yeah, the truth is on our side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the oldest fossil, you know, human fossil possible, you know, we know is Lucy. The oldest fossil found, and that was a black woman.
A black woman.
That's why they're mad. Because they want to be who we are, but yet the ground does not support them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nature does not support their plan.
Better talk to them.
And so it upsets them and the people that they have on their team.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about our white friends and common people.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about people who've been trained literally from birth to hate black people.
Mm-hmm.
And is it their fault? Can we say, I don't know, but they practice it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no real sympathy for the fact that they're mad.
I don't sympathize with their ass either. Fuck them.
No.
That's just my language. But so again, to my white supremacists, my racist, prejudiced people, my anti-black people, my Uncle Toms, all that. If we are so arrogant, dumb, weak, lazy, dependent, or super predators, why do you hate us? Why do you continue to attack us? If you are so superior, why invest so much unnecessary energy into those who are supposedly to be inferior to you? Why are you so mad?
What trips me out is the fact that we know that the first person or humans were black, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. What trips me out is that black people only make up the third largest group
Mm-hmm.
in the world. How is that possible? We were first. That trips me out, right?
Yep.
So goddamn it, we're proud that we're still here.
Still here after all
And
this.
we're awakening and we're populating and we're becoming more conscious and proud. Because that makes me think that, okay, somebody's killing us off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if we're the first people, how are we the third largest group? It don't make sense. Guess who's the largest group in the world? The Han Chinese people.
Yep.
How, Sway? I don't get that. I don't understand it. To me, that's just like a math problem that just don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, us being proud scares them because they fear black revenge. They fear that, oh, if we get too prideful, you know, we might feel that we can take on them and you know, fight them back and all this and that. So it's not just that they're mad, as I was stated in the beginning. You know, it's other things. They fear what they already know. Because, you know, there's got to be a guilty conscience there somewhere. You're evil, but you know you're evil. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know why. It's because you cannot break me. It's because my skin is amongst 50 of the best shades of color and pigment that protect me from UV radiation. You are mad or upset or fearful because when you look me in my face, my eyes never lose sight of yours. Wait, I got it. They are upset and mad because I no longer have to call my master. I no longer have to pick your crops, tame your cattle, and because I do not fear you.
And because I can have your job.
Yes, I can manage you. I can supervise you. I can live next door to you. Everywhere you go, you will see my people, and you are mad.
Even in the deepest soil, there is support.
You know why? Why they upset too and fearful? Why they mad? You know, you say they not mad? Because they wish they was born black. Y'all wish y'all was black. That's what it is. Despite the 4+ centuries of the worst crimes ever committed against mankind, they wish they was black.
Those are the ones, and again, we're not talking about white people, just our friends and common people. We're talking about these people who really just are in denial, because it's nothing else. They're in denial. You can't think I'm not human. We do the same thing.
Right.
There's a garden of flowers, but different species. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously that is the same for people.
Right.
Like, come on, they're in denial. Or you're stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they either lack intelligence or are in a state of denial. Because how can you not accept the fact that I am a product of the beginning? It doesn't mean I walk around and I'm better because I'm proud. It's a reflection of what they hate about themselves, as he was saying, because they're not this. As he was saying, what they see in us could be everything that they want to be. So it's all a reflection.
And so what that means, when you look at us as, you know, an idol, what you want to be, since you can't be us, I got to destroy you. Look at your comment in your neighborhoods, in your families. I can't be this person, so I'm going to try my hardest to break them down. I was just talking in the car with Monica about this music, or brother, I hope that he messes up so I can get you. The same thing as white people. So you got black people, again, I'm coming from your Uncle Tom's and stuff too, other entire black roots, I'm coming to y'all later on. But again, when you see us, you can't be us, so you want to break us. That's what I get out of it.
But we're like the weeds that won't go away.
Yep.
You know those stubborn weeds? You can try, cut us off for a minute. God damn it, it's going to be a sprout tomorrow.
Exactly. We always coming through the concrete.
The sun is our support.
Yeah.
The ground, the soil, everything supports us. Because they can't even survive in natural habitats. We're talking about just with sun and other stuff, you know. We're not saying they're mad because of those reasons, but those are facts, and it plays, just like us hearing about slavery, it plays a role on our psyche subconsciously. We feel, it's meant to make us feel inferior, for one, and it works, because a lot of people do grow up feeling inferior. When it's good men that can do good work just as good or better as anyone else. Intelligent too. But it plays a role on your psyche. So we are already dealing with having to battle subconscious wars. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we're still proud, it scares them. But what I'm saying is, though, we shouldn't stop, let any of that prevent us from being proud.
Keep going, be happy. And, to pick up on that, again, we're not talking about our common white people. We're talking about racist white groups.
People who tell us we're wrong to be happy.
Exactly. And so,
people who hate us.
Things that we can be proud of. Our ancestors, we created language. We created science, mathematics, astrology, the light bulb. Just about everything else under the sun, we created. So be proud of that. And you got your white supremacists who challenge us. So, if not, why destroy our history and our culture? if this isn't true? Why lie and say Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, damn well Louis Latimer did? Why lie and say that Henry Ford was the first person who created, an automobile, when that's a fucking lie, when it was charged with your privacy?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
our advancement as a people, we played a heavy role in y'all American fucking world. Listen, I am serious. They're mad because even white people are learning, wait, we didn't even build this shit. Yep. Because they just grew up happy fucks, you know what I'm saying? Privileged and everything. And I'm not saying, the regular people, again. And I keep stating that for a reason, because I don't know at what point someone would, walk in this discussion. But anyway, they walk around happy, privileged, oblivious to the realities. So then it takes actual, people to grow up and understand this at later ages. And then you get the 25-year-olds and up realizing, like, hey, wait, this is wrong. I have plenty of friends and stuff to tell me this stuff, so that's how I know. My best friend was a white person. Growing up, we used to play, cut clothes and make baby doll clothes. I loved doing like clothes and playing with our dolls with her. Best friend. We didn't see color. Just one day, she told me she couldn't play with me no more. I was like, why? Because you're black. I said, why? I mean, it hurt my feelings, but
Right.
It didn't stop me from anything. But my point is, people grow up in that. They're being taught those things. So sometimes it's not that is a conscious thing. Sometimes it's a real mental illness at that point. And I met her later on, and she was just fucked up, a racist today. And to me, that's a mental illness. We used to play and laugh. Ain't no reason, that's conditioning.
Right.
She was conditioned to hate me. And I thought maybe she was jealous because my clothes was better and stuff. I didn't know. I was a kid. But, yeah.
So like you said before, we were here first, right? And they always want to challenge this question. No, y'all wasn't here first. If we wasn't here first, why did you motherfuckers blow the nose off the Sphinx in Egypt? Why would you do that? And other statues in continental Africa, if he wasn't here first.
The Pope mimics, our history, their culture. They have no culture. No real, they have culture, obviously, an origin and stuff they used to do, but the Moors taught them how to even bathe,
So, I'm going to keep it pushing because we're going to get deep. We really going to get freaking deep on this discussion.
Well, let's go.
And I gotta hit a little bit deep. And I gotta go back. You are mad because Jesus looked more like me than he looked like you. That's why they really upset. Aren't you? Just be honest. And I'm going to say, a lot of people always challenge my belief, well, how do you get this information? Or how do you know Jesus will look more like you? Well, if he did not look more like me, why would Rodrigo Borgia, who later became Pope Alexander VI, under the authority of the Catholic Church elite, have his son, Caesar Borgia, who later became lovers with Leonardo da Vinci, put up as Jesus Christ in the Western world? Why would they do that? I'm going to answer. Because to deceive the people that the whole world, for the whole world to know that Jesus was European, and that's false. So, what most people don't know is that there was a competition during that era called the Renaissance period. The competition was between Leonardo da Vinci and the well-known Michelangelo. The competition was to see who could compress the kings, Caesar Borgia's father, by, who can impress the king by making a new image of the king's son, who was Caesar Borgia, that would deceive the world, in which Leonardo da Vinci, he won. He won the competition. And after he won, he instantly became intimate with Caesar Borgia, right? So now you may know why pastors and priests of the church, the Catholic Church especially, may have and continue to sexually assault little boys. They worship the guy who was in love with the man who they put up as Jesus. This is true. Look it up, whatever you want to use it. So if Jesus did not look like me, why put up these fake images of a person who that's not real?
Well, the one simple thing that, I mean, we shouldn't have to even elaborate on is the fact that Jesus was located in a place where there was plenty sun. So if he was white, how could he have lived there?
Come on now. And later on, we're going to talk about the spectrum of light and stuff and how that operates, but I ain't going to get to it right now. I'm going to wait for it. But again, speaking of sexual assault on boys, again, we already talked about the Catholic Church. Now we're going to talk about the Jews. We talk about Leonardo da Vinci being in love with Caesar Borgia, who was a man who they put up as Christ in the church. So that's, we got that part.
Statues, you know,
and these statues,
they're kissing each other.
Come on, look at these.
It's
look at
real. They're touching. It's perverted statues.
Exactly.
I swear. When I seen it, I'm like, oh my God. It's real life statues with two men touching each other and kissing, and I'm like,
that's all your Greeks. That's all your Greeks and your people who take on religion. Now speaking on sex. I'm about to get these Jews. I gotta get this shit in here. Speaking of sexual assault on boys, infant boys are circumcised orally by Jewish men. Now prove me wrong. Cock-sucking Jews. They circumcise little boys orally. Look it up. They get paid to suck little cocks. Period. And you want to worship this image of Christ in their house. So this is why the study of God shouldn't be the study of a religion. And why, in my opinion, there isn't a God, there's a higher power. Now, I can elaborate on that. God means king of the white cloth. My brother Polite broke it down in many forms. It means king of the white cloth, which means when you get married, somebody dresses in what? White. When somebody is on a podium in a church and they're doing spiritual rituals, they are dressed in white. When you raise the flag, you raising a white cloth made out of rope. You feel me? So, I got it on that. But since most people reference the Holy Bible, right? Let's get there. Reference the Holy Bible. Holy means to separate. Look it up if I'm wrong. Holy means to separate. I will discuss why I think it's not a good source of information. So again, the original King James 1611 Bible was complete. It had the Apocrypha in it. But in 1928, under the Vatican, they made an agreement to take 14 books out of the King James Holy Bible, right? So again, holy, I said when I did my research, holy means to separate. So if I take some out of the Bible, am I not removing some from another? No. That means separate. Again, so one...
I believe it was tampered with.
Yeah, it's been tampered. So I separated so one group of people can be elite, then the other one can be inferior. So why is that? Because thousands of years before they put this image up to be Christ, they found out that it was written in the Wisdom of Solomon, located in the Apocrypha, that they would do this, and the reason for it. I challenged one Christian brother before. I told him, turn to the book of Wisdom of Solomon in his Bible. He told me, I don't have that in my Bible. I'm like, well, check the Old Testament then.
Wow. Well,
yeah, check the Old Testament then. He said it's not in there either. Well, guess what? Those 14 missing books are in the Apocrypha, so I'm going to be able to reference it during my discussion. And so, again, they said it was found that in the Wisdom of Solomon, located in the Apocrypha, that they would do this. It was mentioned before that they would take stuff out of the book to deceive the people. So, knowing this was written in the Wisdom of Solomon, the Roman Catholic Church took it out of the Bible so the people wouldn't figure out the deception. It is a noted fact that when they did this, they knew exactly what Christ's people really looked like. They knew that Christ and his people were not Europeans, but instead were actually Hebrews, who were dark people, dark brown people. If this isn't true, why take books out of the Bible? Why take it out if it's not true? So let's find out in the Bible what Satan was going to do. and find out what exactly was written in the Wisdom of Solomon. That the Apocrypha had to be taken out and credited as unscriptural and not divinely inspired by the Catholic Church. So the question is, so what is written in the Bible that Satan would do? And Book of Revelation, look it up in the Apocrypha. Book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9, it said, and the dragon was cast out, the old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So it was written that Satan would deceive the people, the whole world, in which he is doing through the Catholic Church. And through the so-called children of God, the so-called Jews. So we go back to the beginning. I told you what they did. They deceiving the people who are actually who are really the children of Satan.
I can agree with that.
They are really the children of Satan. According to, again, I'm on the reference, since people want to, challenge me, I don't have my facts all the time, but here I have it, you can reference it. So, according to the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9, and chapter 3, verse 9, you can look it. So we know Satan plans to deceive the whole world, just as Pope Alexander V had done with the image, to deceive the people. And we know that through the Catholic Church and the so-called Jews whom he is using to execute his plan. Now, let's see what was written in the Apocrypha that was so critical to our knowledge that they had to take it out and defame and be unbiblical and not divinely inspired. So we go to the Apocrypha. And the Wisdom of Solomon again. So the question would be, what does the Word of God say about the image that we see is said to be Christ and is portrayed all over the world as Christ? What do we say about it? So Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 8, is found in your pocket. It might not be in your Holy Bible, because again, holy means to separate, to remove stuff out of there, if you think about it. So one group of people could be inferior, and the other one could be superior. I messed it over my hand just so y'all get it. But it says
we shouldn't worship images and stuff like that.
Come on now, you better talk to me and I'm elaborate on it. So, but it says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 8, but that which is made of hands is cursed, as well as it. As he that made it, he because he made it, and it because being corruptible. It was called God. So scripture says that which is made with hands is cursed, but why would it be so? In Isaiah chapter 2, verses 8, the land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. Because the image that they put up, they called it Christ, which therefore is not being Christ made, it cursed. And a sin unto them, because they themselves made it with their own hands and fingers. So therefore, by calling it Christ, they give glory to another and not the true living God. Therefore, they worship it and give honor to it as being God, which makes it idolatry.
Very nice point, Jamil.
Idolatry. So this is why I say you shouldn't. This is why I say you shouldn't worship celebrities. You shouldn't worship no Beyonce. You shouldn't worship no Jay-Z. You shouldn't worship no Kanye West.
They all work for the same
deity. Man. They all connected under Satan agenda. The reason why I say you shouldn't glorify and idolize celebrities because not one person should have that much power and use it negatively. How you have all this power, you get all these people out, but you continue to poison their mind.
And like Pac said, how is the people hungry? How is the people starving?
Yeah.
And y'all got all this money.
I
had a good friend. I don't know if he's watching, but Will. I had a really good conversation with him. He said that the people to help the revolution, we should be putting some of this fault on these celebrities.
Come on now.
We really should, because they're not really doing shit. They invest in certain foundations that's rigged already. They're gonna get their money back. It's gonna fold. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing it, in ways that we're really getting little results.
Yep.
But the celebrities and all of that, they work for the same people. Some of them are deeper into the shit, the demonic stuff than the other ones. But it all is demonic.
Yep.
If you want to go to the root. It's all demonic.
We just talk about Beyonce. She can dress up as a goddess, but what is she doing to your minds? Poisoning the shit.
Let's talk about how many times she done switched on her audience.
Come on.
Damn!
Man. Turn up. I'm gonna hit you with that switch up.
They have you had me with the no. Destiny Child. I understand growing up, things switching. But dang, you going back and forth. Now
You
you want to
talk
come.
about-
Now you want to come with this hot sauce in your pocket bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You weren't just saying that shit. You halo.
Yeah. And just a week ago, you talking about letting me hate it.
I ain't hating on her.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't hating because
But
I'm
now she talking about fingers in your face, boy, bye. Tell them, boy, bye. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't been
Look at that
influencing our
image.
women in the. You could have been doing better.
Look
I'm
at
not.
that
We all
image.
can do better.
But y'all go to
But
that concert.
you got the means and.
Listen, but y'all spend your money on that concert. What has she done for you and your people?
But got your daughter.
But dancing, twerking, and
Being
stuff.
a diva.
Yeah, but being a diva.
My
Again, it goes back to idolizing. And the same thing I quoted in scriptures what happens when you curse people. I mean, when you idolize people. Put somebody before the right of the true God or whatever. Again, I don't use the Bible, but most people reference it, so I want to go ahead and pick it out and show you why it's incomplete.
Oh, and that just helped me go to another point.
Mm-hmm.
To understand why they could be mad because we're black. Because black people, even like, can you turn the camera on your shirt, please? I'm just saying, this is why, because this is not what they create. When we stand out, it's like, whoa, what the fuck? That's not what we created.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we can understand why that would irritate someone who wants to control you.
Yep.
You're not wearing what we want you to wear.
Mm-hmm.
What we're putting out, these, because it's in fashion too. These
Mm-hmm.
men with these tight ass jeans and shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be.
I'm saying, they going back to that Caesar's form,
But-
the Caesar's form of dress with the tight ass clothes and stuff. Look at history.
We gonna talk about
Look at
these
history.
kilts and stuff. Yeah, we understand it's a kilt, but what's a kilt? People be like, no, it's just a kilt. But what's a freaking kilt? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And so, like I said, we go back to this image. So, being corruptible, this image was called God. We know that it's not God because, for one, they ain't even have no fucking cameras back then to take a picture. So, if you look at a picture, you can see that it's been photocropped and edited and all different types of shit. And then if you look in your Bible, you can understand, if you read, when they talk about he had hair like wood, the white people had hair like wood, and all them motherfuckers shit, they shit straight. So, again, being corruptible, this image was called God. So when the true people would begin to desire to learn about Christ, they would be told here, hey, worship this guy. And they say, who is this? And they'd be like, oh, this is Christ.
He was walking around
This is
with
Christ.
a fro.
This is Christ, right?
Put a fro on him.
You know what I'm saying? This is Christ. Like, who is this guy? They're like, here, worship this image. This is Christ. This is who it is. Do it sound familiar? Look at your aunties and your grandma just say, who's this guy? Who this guy, grandma? And grandma say, turn to that white image and say, this is Christ. This is Jesus Christ. Have your parents ever did that to you? Showed you a white man and called him Jesus?
I was just thinking of
You know
a
what I'm
funny
saying?
app where you can create your own Jesus character, like put a fro on him and change his skin tone.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like, fuck it, I'm gonna create a Jesus.
That's the real Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I say, with the images and stuff, when they find out that the truth, you know what I'm saying? This is how they distort information.
Mm-hmm.
They might challenge you, right, for a question or whatever it is, and they're gonna get your response. They're gonna take it back to their land and distort it and give truth. They don't create shit in the beginning. They go steal from the Moors that you mentioned earlier, and then they go ahead and redo things on their own. So you got to be aware where these people, when they ask for certain information and truth, they're gonna go get it from you, and then they're gonna distort it and then bury your shit. That's how they work. So now, when they come asking you questions and stuff, oh, how do you do this? Thank you there. Why would you fucking teach them? Oh, this is twerking. This is how you twerk. So now they got their own definition of twerking and they own it. You know what I'm saying? So why would you teach these people?
And then like y'all doing the nay and stuff, all this stuff. This is Baphomet shit and all that bullshit. This is real demonic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing rituals and.
Yep.
I mean, y'all can say that's an opinion. I've done some research and stuff on it, and I go with my spirit. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go by the document. Right. I'm going by my goddamn spirit, okay? That's and my spirit says that it is demonic, okay? It makes sense when you actually put it together. Yeah. Y'all still can listen to the white bitch on the news.
Mm-hmm.
on the news.
Right.
But she's just another person, you know, just like us, except she's working for a deity that she has no idea. She might not even know.
She don't
These
even know.
news anchors and stuff, some of them know, some of them know. But, you know, the stuff is deeper than that. Media portrays us. Let's talk about that in a negative light.
We better go on that topic.
Okay? So, some people hate us out of ignorance, you know, because they don't know who we are.
Right.
They really don't know who we are. They just watching TV, and the media got us on here like, yeah, you know, ratchet, and, you know, they got the dudes fighting and going to jail and got us looking terrible. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we doing some fucked up shit too, but we're not going to talk about that. Right. You know, but they are portraying us in a certain image. And that's creating fixated, you know, ideas of who we are. So people, you know, judge us.
Yep. We're going to go.
They judge us, you know, and they don't like it when they hear, you know, bass. They associate bass now with black people. When bass is just a sound, you know, it's you know what I'm saying? It's when you talk about it, it has nothing to do with black people and none of that. You know,
it's a sound when it just gets in our little groove and everything.
We use it, but you know, it has nothing to do. It doesn't. Some of this rock stuff, just because they don't use it the way we do. Oh please, bass your ass out.
All that shit come from us anyways.
It does.
Music, rock and roll,
the rock and roll.
You name it.
All that.
Hood.
Come on, jazz, blues, all this stuff.
So I'm saying, like, they use it to capitalize off, as I mentioned in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, they hate shit. Let's talk about marijuana, for instance. Since that's
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, they tell you that it's bad. They tell you that it's bad because the black people love it. And it's good. You know what I'm saying? It's good for you.
It's an herb.
You know what I'm saying? Compare marijuana to cigarettes. Tell me which is more harmful.
Oh.
Which is more harmful?
Come on, man. Cigarettes.
Cigarettes, right?
Beer.
So, since the black people was slanging it on the street and they couldn't find a way to tax it, we're going to send your ass to jail. Now they legalized it all over the fucking country. But are you going to send my people back home? That you locked up for marijuana? No. So the things that we do, that we create and that we enjoy, at first they turn their nose up again. They turn up their nose. They hate it. They talk about it, and then we leave it alone. They go back in and dive back in, bring it up, and then create it in their so-called original form, which is not, and capitalize off of it.
Yeah, I mean, so they have a fixated world where our culture is embraced, and they capitalize, they love it, they make money because, you know, they manipulate it in so many ways. But then you go into reality, it's not like on TV. It's not embraced in that way. You know, people still, like I said before, do double takes at afros. How are you still doing a double take at an afro? It is 2016, and you know, and that shows to me, you know, a lot of ignorance. You know, and I literally mean the literal term of not knowing. So I don't mean in as an insult, but just not knowing. You know, we don't know a lot, but us being proud is considered a threat. You know, because they expect us not to know a lot. They expect us, like I said before, not to learn the truth. So the fact that we're embracing our truth is a threat.
It's a threat.
You know, so it's a threat, and people get mad or they fear threats.
My perfect example, we here doing this discussion, and a white lady, she was walking by and just looking in, like her neck stuck, like, dang, 3 black people was in this room. What the fuck is going on in here? You feel me? You don't have to say nothing for me to know how you portray us. It's body language. Didn't I say before in our last discussion, maybe a couple before that, 80% or maybe 90% of communication is taught through body language. When you understand people's vibes by how they look, you already know they ain't gotta yell until they know that they mad. You can just look at their motherfucking face. Like I say, she just walk by her neck turn like, what the fuck is she doing in here? You know what I'm saying? That's a sign here. So that's fear. Cause they ain't here, probably they in the library on a fucking Sunday. They not in nobody else's church. They in here on a Sunday. What possibly could they be here doing on a Sunday afternoon in a library? When you go out there, you probably got mainly white folks out there. What are these people doing? They up to something. I gotta go here and eavesdrop. Why is that an issue? So I don't know if you got anything else to show these people.
Well, we can talk about the threat though. You know, when we think about all the years it took to manipulate us and use us to found America, I mean, build it. I mean, that's something they would take serious. Right. And white supremacist groups and all that, they work for the elite. They're you know, in other conjunctions. So, you know, we gotta think of it on higher levels. We can't sit here and just think, oh, they just are mad, they're jealous. No, I mean, it don't necessarily even mean that. What it is they have a mission, okay? And that's simply what it is. They have a mission to, you know, keep us down, like he said earlier. But our powers continue to be shown through our struggle. They do. We still smile. You know, we still have hope. A lot of people still have hope. We still are trying to learn, you know, more about ourselves. And you know, everybody trying to succeed. We haven't self-defeated. We haven't. And that's the ultimate goal. They want you to either self-defeat or kill. They're gonna kill you in some way.
And then, like I say, they think we are crazy, right? So check this out. If a white person is in the fucking military and he see his fucking partner or comrade, whatever you fucking want to call him, get killed, right? He get killed, or he watch a little kid get his head blown off because he was a suicide bomber. And he's come back over here now. He suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome, right? And he's not crazy. But they tell us that we are crazy when we see our people get killed by the hands of white people in the fucking streets. Is that not equivalent to what you see over here in the fucking war? If you can see on your live stream on social media, somebody can get killed. Their life goes to death in a matter of seconds from fucking video footage. Why are we crazy? Why can't we feel this type of way? We can't suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome? Somebody over in the military who did 3 tours is equivalent to a brother who's been locked up in a fucking cage for 20 years. You suffer the same shit. Then you get out, they send you to a fucking psychiatrist who's a fucking book psychiatrist who never even did anything that you had done before. So what they do? They prescribe you with pills. The pills don't fucking work, so you start using heroin to cope with your mindset. These white people, black people too. So there's no program that these people, our black people, to go through once they leave incarceration. There's no program that we can go to like AA meetings. They got AA meetings and programs for all these different shit, but we ain't got no program for people who suffer 400 years of post-traumatic stress and all trauma, all different types of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's equivalent. They can't tell us that we are crazy.
Yeah, and that brings me to a point when he talked about the military. Even if you look at it in a different perspective, you're trained in the military. That's your brother. Right. You know, it don't matter his color, what. You're a team. So we can't be crazy because if he can do it in the training mission, you know what I'm saying, and through battle and stuff like that, then we understand that racism and coping, I should say, or getting along, it's not impossible. It's not like it can't be done. Oh, it shouldn't be done. You see that it works fine. We actually get the job done. Right. We win.
I agree. So
we're not crazy in that perspective, you know, as well.
Yeah. So, you want to go into a Q&A?
Sure, we can do that. I really didn't get any questions.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I only got 3 questions. My first one, I'm going to ask you, or I can ask the audience, and they can respond, or you can respond, and then I'm gonna give my response last. So, why is it that other blacks are mad because other blacks are proud to be black?
I'm sorry. I have to walk away.
Oh, it's fine.
I gotta put some lip gloss on.
That's good. So yeah, that's my question. Why she's preparing.
Sorry, y'all.
That's my question.
You know I got.
Why is it that other blacks are mad because other blacks are proud to be black? Why is that? Why is it?
Because they have not found. Oh, I'm sorry.
You good?
I'm sorry, y'all. They haven't found that sense of pride in themselves. They are still bound by the mental chains. They are trapped or stuck or, you know, going through the transition themselves. They're where the opposer wants them to be. So my answer to that would be because they're not. I mean, they want to be, but they're not. They're not happy with themselves.
Right.
So a lot of people feel if they wear a dashiki, they look silly. Because you know, a lot of people can't wear the same things that others can. But we don't understand that we all come from different tribes.
Right.
And we don't understand our heritage and where we come from, so we don't know what to embrace. Let me think on that.
You said we have somebody who answered it.
Yes, Nene said, the girl from Kent.
Okay.
She said they have an identity crisis, and she also agreed with
Okay.
Jasmine.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm gonna take it in on a deeper sense. Your response, that's true. You know, identity crisis, that's the number one. But I got 2 points to make for the question. Number one will be insecurities taught from transgenerational oppression. So it goes with identity crisis as well. So when you think about the Willie Lynch syndrome, or the Willie Lynch letter or whatever, it shows the divide and conquer thing, turning, you know, house slaves against field slaves, light skin versus dark skin and stuff. So that's insecurities that's taught from the past transitional oppression, that the light skinned brother and sisters is better than the ones that's dark out there picking cotton and stuff. So my second point will be because of social engineering, the slandering of blacks by whites that causes blacks to slander blacks. So let's pause for it. I'm gonna repeat that. So social engineering, the slandering of blacks by whites that causes blacks to slander blacks as a cause of other black people hating other black people. For example, recently we had the Bill Cosby situation that's going on. So again, everybody know how powerful and how good Bill Cosby was. You know what I'm saying? We know how he was. And you wait 20 fucking years later to come up with a punk ass scandal or slander to say he was sleeping with all these women. That shit was fucking staged. You feel me? That he was about to take over NBC, and then white people ain't want that shit to happen. So they want to slander his name. That's one.
I knew from jump.
That's one. Yeah, I knew it from jump. You know what I'm saying?
And even if he did, I mean, let's not talk about the bullshit
So,
that they did.
You can't be a black leader in America and not be slandered. Period. Let's take Martin Luther King, for example. You wait till the fucking movie is sound and say he stepped out on his marriage. What was that 20 years ago? So again, we can't go. They're going to distort and slander the image of a strong, black, successful person. That black community look up to. You know what I'm saying? You can't, if they ain't talking about you, something ain't fucking right.
You know, they fear black dominance.
Yeah.
And us overpowering, getting our position back.
So they want to wait till fucking 2015 to talk about Martin Luther King sleeping around off his wife. What was that 15 years ago?
And who cares?
Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
That's his personal business. He's still a man. He got needs.
So when they put this out there, for the black people, well shit, well fuck, we can't worship him. He's sleeping around on his woman. That shit is a fucking lie. Let's take Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods scandal. Talking about he was sleeping around with his wife. Tiger Woods was on the urge of passing. I think his name was Jack Nicklaus. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was on the urge of passing him for the most championships, right? He ain't want that shit to happen, so you had to fucking slander him somehow. You know what I'm saying? Look at Malcolm X. They talk about Malcolm X.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson stuff. They want to tell Malcolm. They said Malcolm X was gay. And shit, you can't be a powerful black brother or a black sister without being slandered. They talking about Serena Williams is really a man. So if they talking about this out here, they pushing it to your media. Guess what? The black people, most of them are fucking cautiously, they social engineer and conditioned anyway because they believe in this shit that they put on TV. Oh, I can't follow her because she ain't even really true for who she is. Again, that's the fucking slandering. That's the distraction that they put out in the community. So again, it's social engineering created by the white people, slandering the blacks by whites, and which causes the blacks to slander blacks.
Yeah, because they wanted to be the ones who were royal.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted that history. And they try to teach us, you know, like you said, different. But, you know, so like you said, they slander us, you know, to try and deflect.
Yep. And so which results in, so another example would be, a dark-skinned brother may see, I'm going to get deep on this one, bear with me, y'all. A darker-skinned brother may see a lighter-skinned brother who is fresher than him and tell him, light-skinned niggas ain't in style no more, or vice versa. That's a result of social engineering and is a result of insecurities taught from past transitional oppression. So check this out. I must say, we are all black people. We are all black people equally. We are all the same. If I shall get technical, referencing my brother Polite, when the full spectrum of light sodifies, melanin is created. If you don't know what solidify means, it means to make hard or to make a solid or something like that. So when light hardens, melanin is created, which means black people are light-skinned. The darker you are, the lighter you are. Because look, this is not dark. This is light. She's a chocolate woman, and this is light. You feel me?
Like
you know what I'm saying? So basically, you really are the same people. People just been taught from transgenerational oppression.
Now there is a such thing as, you know, genetic exchanges and mixes that has happened through evolution. That's just a fact. But that does not take away the fact, like as he said, that we are all one.
We are all one.
And especially when you talk about within a group with many shades, the most shades of color.
Right.
With every shade of color, I should say.
Yep.
But anyway, you know, it's just a fact. So you're gonna have, obviously that was an easy one right there, you know. Let's go and get them divided, separate them, have them hating each other. You know, it's one of the easiest things they can do. And like my point on them wanting to be royal, the typical black person has between 70.2% to 80% West African DNA. That's just a typical, like me. That's probably my typical ranges. Then that's just according to statistics, okay? So that's something they don't have, and that's DNA traces to royalty. So it's in our blood. You know, the facts are in our blood, and that's just something they don't share with us. So, you know, that's an obvious reason there.
When the full spectrum of light satisfies, melanin is created, which means light goes into a form of a solid. So when you harden light, it becomes melanin. So again, when I said in my poem white, when brown, I said brown is light and brown glow, that's exactly what I meant. So there are different kinds of melanin which causes other parts of your body to be lighter or darker than the other parts of your body. Look it up. Do your homework.
What's crazy is the pineal gland is the only thing that, well, not the only thing, but it's something that scientists cannot understand its function other than producing melanin. But it obviously has stronger functions, and that's something they're confused by as well. But it's obviously something activated it activates by certain energies or
I'm just about
environments,
to say that.
powers within, spiritual connections, all that type of stuff, you know. So it's like, you can imagine how they would feel if, you know, because the sun, it even activates with the sun, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, you know, we have different connections, spiritual connections.
You are pulling this right out of my mouth, and I don't.
You've been doing that too, and I'm like, we've been having the same notes, literally.
Yeah, you pulling this
Except
right
I
out
wrote
of my
mine.
mouth. You know what I'm
Mine.
saying? You are pulling this right out of my mouth. Like I say, the pineal gland is your energy source, your source of
Right.
energy. Light, when you're out in the sun, you wonder why black people are most active in sunlight during the summer months. And in the winter season, where there's not too much sunlight, we're not as active. You know what I'm saying? It correlates.
It's like a power source.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's your power source.
It's a power source, and you know, we have certain levels of power naturally.
So I need y'all to focus in and zero in on me on this one. So the concept of dark skin versus light skin is designed to trap our light bodies. Okay? It's designed to trap our light bodies. I need y'all to tune in. What I mean by trap our bodies is to trap our light into a prism.
Speaking of traps.
Come on, here, I'm with you. I'm with you. Stick with me. Stick with me. So again, the concept of dark skin and light skin is to trap our light bodies. What I mean by trap our light bodies is to trap our light into a prism or a prison. Get me? Prison or prison. So put the light inside of a prison, it becomes a prison, right? So then they put you. So then it becomes draining or extracting our energy. So they put you in a cell. They're a cell like a battery. You know what I'm saying? And then you probably got locked up from assault and battery, right? So think about it. You are light and you produce this energy, right? You are light and you produce energy. So they want to trap your light and drain your energy, right? So they trap you into a fucking cage, put you in a fucking cell, and take your energy away from you. So they put you in a fucking battery, take a battery, right? Your Duracell battery, Alkaline battery, whatever, how much energy is in there, right? So their job is to put you in here in a cell to trap you up and drain your energy without the thought of recharging you. And I rest my case.
Wow. And that's good. And I just want to add like 2 cents on that whole stack right there. But energy, what? Needs, it revolves around a circle, right? To be activated, you know, to have full energy control. It has to go in a circle, you know. But let's think about, look around you now. If you, anywhere you are, look, what do you see? Squares.
Yep. And
squares is a trap. This is a psychological thing. We're boxed in our houses, our windows are squares, we eat on square plates, our TV is a square, our phones have square, you know, our corners are squared. You know, and everything is a square. And most times you'll find even a circle within a square base shape, you know. And it's amazing because we don't see or hear these things, but it is so true. But this is observation. We are trapped.
Yeah.
Mentally, they're trying to trap us spiritually, trap our energy, because our energy in open land, in space, without houses, because we don't have to be in no fucking house and all this shit. You know, that's unhealthy living.
Come on, Jasmine.
You think outside is dirty and unhealthy? It's not. Living in a house is nasty. No, but anyway.
You better talk to them. You better talk to these people.
I'm just talking, y'all, but for real. But having that. The earth is what? A sphere. The energy flows through earth. I mean, and how do we connect that? We can't get that energy being trapped in walls, inside of walls, inside of walls. And then psychologically, what it does to us, because what we think we create, our body is activated by what we think. So they have to trap us psychologically. Squares, my thoughts are trapped. Everything, you know? It's crazy.
Oh, you killed that one. You taught that damn lesson. Did you need a book to understand that?
Man,
did you need a college degree to understand that?
I did not. This is observation. This is observation.
Eyes. So again, while most people are zoomed in or tuned into this TV or to this radio station, or while you in the clubs shaking your tail feather and getting twerked on.
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying?
When you're in a club, you're in a square, and all those drunk energies trapped. Oh my God!
Yeah. And so while y'all doing that, brother Jamil and sister Jasmine, Shamonica, who's on the other end of the camera, that's what we doing. We feeding ourselves. We not distracted. Again, it's all about the distraction. How can we distract you?
I've never was taught to, I couldn't, my parents were strict,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful because I didn't appreciate it before, but I am so thankful. My stepdad has been there since I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, they've been married for what? Mom, if you're watching, my phone is off. I'm sorry. This is your phone, right? This is Jamil's phone and your phone? Okay. Okay, good. But anyway, it was real strict, We couldn't watch, all this hip Nelly. I love Nelly, but I couldn't watch Nelly or listen to his music. That country grammar, oh my God.
Yeah.
But, because them beats is what do it. That's a whole nother thing. Music is a whole nother thing. Oh my God. Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds is another thing they use. Vibrations,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, but I'm thankful for it, man. I am so thankful for it. Be proud. Be proud.
Everything. So again, these white people, supremacists or whatever, their thing is to distract you. Distract you so they can capture you. Distract you so they can trap you, huh?
Your phone died.
Oh, it died?
Not yet.
Oh, so yeah, distract you so they can trap you. So, you can go, you got any final questions or anything? Anybody got questions or comments that you want to reveal? We'll probably answer them later on, but you said,
oh my gosh. His phone is about to die and we have to do our topic draw.
Okay.
So we're going to get that in. Shamonica, do you want to draw?
Sure.
Oh.
Go ahead. You good.
And just pick any topic.
My answer.
You can just choose grab the ones at the tip. And just shout it out. If you can read it.
What defines beautiful?
Oh, it was
shit.
meant to be. I love it.
So our topic
I love that. What defines beautiful or beauty? Is that what it says? Oh, beautiful. Well, we'll call it beauty. What defines beauty?
So stay tuned to our next discussion on what defines beauty. I'm going in
Oh,
on that
man,
one.
I'm going to love that one. Yes.
There you go. So, again, thanks for watching. We about to close it up here.
Oh.
Okay, we about to wrap it up, lady.
Look.
That's Dawn. She's nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Dawn is good. Okay, say she's good, right? Because I came here and I print my book and I ran out of pages, right? So she logged in on the computer and with her account, and I was able to print the rest. So Dawn is good in my book. Okay? Everybody else, I don't know.
Well, guys, we're going to end this discussion. There's a lot of stuff I didn't cover, but if anybody wants to, hop on our page and comment any other thoughts, we will jump in on those.
Yeah, or ask any questions or whatever,
Share our videos so other people
share. Please share, repost, like our page, Eskaape, Eskaape. Share it,
You never know, who the information can help. So just share the page.
And we want you to be part of our discussion. We don't have a broad range of audience here, but we would rather discuss amongst each other and have a camera recording. But, come on to our next one.
Patricia earlier asked, where were you this week?
Oh, yep. We'll probably be here though.
We at the Youth Library, Miss Ballard. Youth Library, but our next discussion is what defines beautiful, right? So we hope you can be a part of that. So thanks for watching.
Bye.